It's another video, and I have 4 new molds that I want to try. This one is a little duck. This one I think is a cat. Pretty sure it's a cat. This one is a little dog. And this one is a really cute rabbit. I've got it inside out. It's a really cute rabbit with long flopsy ears. So I've got it inside out because I want to try and paint what I think are the ears down here and down here before I pour. And I'm thinking that I might go, oops a daisy, probably open that upside down. Hang on for a second, hang about. Let's get this right before I open it right up. Turn it up this way. And, nope, that's the blue, come on. Nope. That'll do, that pink, yep. Now I just dust that off. I think this could be glow in the dark. I have no idea. So until we do these, I'm going to turn these upside down. I don't want the pink in there. And I want to be quick because you shouldn't leave your molds inside out for too long. These, I think, are candle molds, and so therefore they are not shiny. But we'll see how they go. Come down here like this. Because I haven't poured these before, this could work out well, or it could be that I'm colouring the wrong part in pink. Anyway, it'll sort out. I'm sure my grandkids will claim them if they haven't worked out properly. I'm just, looks like a nice bright pink. Tap it over there. Turn it over this way, and I think it's down here. And then I think I will do a glittery bunny. Right, hit the excess, flip it ever so gently inside, and hope. So you can see now. That's the bunny, and they're the ears. It looks like I've gone a little bit higher than that one, so I might just see if I can go up inside there. It's quite a soft rubber. It's quite a soft silicone. Might just see if I can. So I've got it over here on the side, and I don't want that. I'm just going to wipe that there like that, and then take that about a little bit further up like that. That should be all right. And then gently, so it doesn't flick, very gently turn it back and hope for the best. That looks like it might be good. So those away and put that back on there. They are neon, these ones, so we'll see how they go. I have 2 chameleon glitters that I have seen other people on YouTube use, and I ordered them, so I thought we'd try those as well. Not sure what I'll use them in, but we'll try those. Now let me see what I'm going to do. I will get some resin poured. I'm thinking I might do the dog in. I might do the dog in in this pretty colour. So we'll do that one there. Pink dog, who cares? And the cat. The cat. We might go purple for the cat. So I'm only experimenting with these. And then the dark, I actually wanted to go I might go this colour for the rabbit, and then the duck. I did have a new glitter of sorts. Where did that go? Don't know where that went. I'll turn you off. I'll come back when I'm organised. So I mixed up 393 grams of resin. I'm using the 360 plus, the Platinum 360 plus today. And I'm hoping that it will not fast cure or flash cure, because these are deeper moulds. But we'll see. If I have to evacuate the house, I suppose I have to evacuate the house. I've split it into 100 and then about 70 or 80. In this one, I'm going to use, I don't even know what this is called. I think it's one that I just got from Temu. I don't even know if it's a liquid or a powder. Not opened. I've got a feeling it might be a powder. I'll just have a little look. Nope, it's a liquid, it's a paste. That's good. And I'll just wipe that off carefully. Take that off. It's a pretty colour, shimmery. Wipe all that back in there as best as I can. Throw that out. Get it off my gloves. Oh, that's got a real gold to it. Underneath. Oh, that'll be beautiful. Look at that. It's got a real gold tint. Okay. So I'll mix that. Because it is a paste. You wouldn't think that gold was in there. And it just looks like that. Anyway. Until you wipe it off. And that's when the gold shows. That's going to be interesting to see how that ends up drying. And setting. All right, so this one I can't spray in here because I put the powder, so he's hoping it won't get too many holes in it. I'm going to put probably about that much. And I'll stir it around. Oh, that's a beautiful pearl with a swirl of gold. I'll be ordering some more of that. I think I got some Temu. In fact, I'm pretty sure I did because I ordered most of my colours from Temu. Not all of them, but most of them. Might just put a little bit more. I can almost see that stick, and I don't want to, so I'll just put a little bit more in there. Scrape that in there like that. It's a very soft pigment paste. Very soft, but if you look at that, you can almost see the gold swirling on the top. I was going to put some sparkle into it, but I don't think I will. because it's pigment paste, make sure you mix it properly. Scrape the sides, scrape the bottom. This resin has probably about a 40-minute working time. So that should do. And then, can you see? Let's move that there. Let's put that there. Good. Squeeze this. I'm going to open that up so it can go in, and we'll pour a little bit. Then I'm going to stop, and I'm going to squeeze the head just gently. Make sure there's no bubbles because I haven't spritzed it. Squeeze the bubbles, very soft, sorry, very soft. You can see some of the bubbles are coming up. Right, now I will now just give it a tap. Hopefully that will bring the rest of the bubbles up. And I'll just pour this, and that took almost all of that. That's good. It's a good guess. I had about 70 left because it was a little bit more than 100, and then I poured a little bit more from that one into here, and that's taken almost all of it. Now do I dome it? Maybe just. I'll let that settle for a minute and I will come back to that. It is a spectacular colour. So I'll put that one there, just off camera to you, because I'll move them all around after. And I will be remembering that pigment colour. It came with no label. I'll have to look that one up. So that's that one. This one, the dog, I'm going to do with the pinky colour, but I'm also going to put this beautiful diamond magic dust into it. I'm going to put that there. This one I will spritz because I haven't powdered it up with any. Very soft. You can see they're very soft because they're actually made for candles. This will not be opened. This is Resin Art metallic paste, and it's highly concentrated, and it's colourful metallics, but it doesn't give you the colour. Team is good for a lot of things, but not really good for the colours. You've got to look it up and give the link without the colour. Just get that out there. Highly pigmented. Let's throw that out. Get all off my gloves. These guys will be going in a bit after this. I'll give that a bit of a wipe. And I'll mix this one. That's a beautiful colour too. A bit lumpy. It's interesting. I don't know why it's lumpy. Okay. I will use a bigger stirring stick for this one. Let's wipe the stick off. And I'll put about that much in. We'll start with that and see how it goes. I think I may need more than this. in which case you may not get all of the moulds done. Oh, look at that. That is stunning. It's got a purple undertone to that. And remember, scrape the sides. You see that? It's like a fuchsia with just a touch of purple. That will be good. Now, with that, I would like to try this metallic. I haven't tried any of these colours or these moulds before, so it's going to be interesting. This one, and this is Diamond Magic Dust. Not opened, of course. Oh, I don't want it in everything, especially over the car. Husband would not be pleased. Right, so I'm not going to put a lot in because I don't want it to sink, so probably about that much. Let's see how that goes. I don't want it like a glitter, but I want it a bit of a sparkle. Yes, you can see that. Good. Okay, now squeeze it at the front like that. Pour it. And stop. Wipe that. And just, you don't want bubbles in the nose. And just squeeze gently around here, around the bottom, like that. When you release it, push in like that. Don't go like that because you're going to take more air in. Just release it gently. So it's letting the air bubbles out but not taking any more in. And give it a bit of a hit. These ones come with a flat bottom, so it's a bit of a easy go with you just giving it a bit of a bounce like that. I love this colour. It's going almost, oh, I think I've estimated really well. Look at that. Perfect. Perfect. Almost all gone. Right. I will spritz that later, but I'm going to move that just up there off. Now the next one is the cat. I'll spritz this as well. I better put the lid on that, I suppose. And I better put the lid on that one. Now, where's my spritzer? There. Spritz. Good rub around. The alcohol stops or reduces the amount of bubbles. This time I'm using the really nice purple laser paste. It's not open. And lift that up. Oh, look at that. Stunning. Again, with the gloves, I've got it everywhere. But who cares when you're having fun? I'll wipe this off and give it a bit of a stir. And I think probably about that much. I'll have to work, starting to warm up. feeling that this defaulted to the short. I'm going to pause you. Sorry about that. This is going to be sideways and then not sideways. Some told me I had to always check that the orientation was right, and I didn't realise it would default once if you put it on pause. But you learn. This is only the 4th video I've done, so I'm learning. I'm going to put more into that. This will probably end up a little transparent. That's okay. Let's put a little bit more of this one in here now it's settled. That's good. That's good. And just pour this down here. Same drill. Stop it. Squish it. Squish it. Make sure gently squishing. Gently squishing, especially the ears you don't want, and the nose you don't want. Well, you don't want holes anywhere, but they're the places that it will catch. Now, this one obviously takes a little bit more. This is a really, really good spatula that Glitz and Glitter, Michelle from Glitz and Glitter, mentioned. She gets hers from Amazon, but if she looks on Temu, they have them there. In fact, Temu has just about everything. Just be careful of the prices though, because sometimes the prices on Temu are not as cheap as on Amazon. What I'm going to do with this, because I'm right out of this colour, I could mix some more of that into the clear, or I could just pour the clear straight down the middle, which is what I'm going to do. And it'll sort of move around and straighten itself out. I'll just move that one here. Now, do I have enough for the duck? I am not sure. Well, there's only one way to find out. I've used a little bit of that left, a little bit of that, and that. I am going to mix them all. I'm going to mix them all. Can you see what I'm doing? Yep, good. I'm going to mix them all into this clear. I think I'm going to need it. I do like that pearl. That is beautiful. There's that can go there. Then I'm putting this in here. I'm just going to move that off there. Not much here, but I'm going to put that in there. can go there. Wipe that off. So what I would like now, that back on there, that's that one, that is that one. I'm going to just mix this a little bit. Oh, that with the pearl would be beautiful. But I want to try this. Now this is a chameleon glitter apparently. So let's just see. Wait a second. Bucket spoon. I don't know how this is going to turn out. And this is warming up. Oh, it might just go all muddy and horrible. Now, I don't want that sinking, so I'm going to put a couple of drops of Elmer's glue in that. Just probably maybe 5. Oh, that was a blob. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, more runs rather than drips. What that will do is it thickens it up. You can see it going gluggy now. And it stops, very gluggy. You see that? That stops the glitter falling to the bottom. Now spray, spritz it into the beak and pour quickly because this is warming up and it's now quite thick. Very gluggy, can you see? Good. Oops, look at that. Oh. And I just squeeze his little nose, his beak, his head. Yeah, not sure how the colour's going to turn out with all those mixes together. Could be a revolting brown. As I said, one of my grandchildren will love it. So if it doesn't go on sale, it'll go to one of them. That 393 grams was perfect for those 4 moulds. So what I'll do before I try and pour these again next time is I will weigh them and then I will know exactly how much each one holds, and hopefully I can find something that will write on the mould and not come off. Now that's close enough to be full. And that can go in there. Give that a good bump. And spritz on top. And this one may not. Let me just have a look at this one. This is the one that we put the clear down the middle. Now the clear down the middle should just stay down the middle and mix. But I can just see it, but I think it's going to, I can see it because it's going to be a little bit transparent. And that's it, guys. I will bring you back when it's all cured. And I'm not sure if it will take until the morning or whether it will take a couple of days. I've got the aircon going in here now. just so that the fumes don't worry me. But we'll come back when it's done and dusted and it's cured and ready for demold. Bye. Well, that was an experience and a half. Yesterday, I told you that I used this Platinum 360 Plus for, just let me get this resin off my fingers because I was very naughty and didn't have gloves on. I used the 360 Plus to pour these molds, which are quite deep. I should have known better. I've been doing resin for a couple of years now, but I took the chance because the other day I had used that brand's Ultra Clear and it seemed to be okay. Well, after an hour, it's a 4-hour cure, the 360 Plus. After 1 hour, it had flash cured. And I had a bit of a problem because it was overheating to the point where it could have started a fire. So I had to come out and get one of my Tupperware, or my cheap versions of Tupperware container. I filled it a third with ice, sat the molds inside it and let them cool down and slow the process of curing because I didn't want it to burn into my molds. When you flash cure resin like that, it can ruin your molds, and I didn't want to do that because these were new molds. So this is what not to do with resin. It's now take 2. I poured it off camera so you didn't have to see the whole thing again, and we're about to unmold. So this is, now I want to show you what happens in flash curing. You can see here how the resin has split. It has been quite soft. When I tried to get it out, because I thought it had cured all the way through, this part being the top part of it, like this part here, that was quite hard. But then when I tried to take it off the bottom part, the ears weren't set. So it had flash cured all the way down here, split open. It's quite rough, but the ears hadn't set. So then I had to try and get it back into the mold. So it was fun and games for a day. And so the ears on this are munted. I won't be using these mold, these ones, but I now am going to unmold this one, and I changed the colour. Inadvertently, I thought this was the dog mold, and it wasn't. It was the cat mold. So it's important when you have animals to maybe label your mold so you know what they are. Now, this one is this colour. It didn't come out this way. In fact, this is the first time I've seen this one. It's the first time I've used this colour. This is a beautiful colour. But in the resin, some colours apparently change. This is one of them. It is a pigment paste colourful metallics from Temu. In resin, it goes from this beautiful pink to shades from orange, darker orange, and then this pigmented sort of red at the top. However, having said that, comparing the two, you'll see this one didn't split because it cured. For these new ones, I used Platinum's River Table. And this is a deep pour, and it takes 2 days to cure. Much better to use that one because you know that you can pour this depth and it's not going to flash cure. And otherwise, it's a waste. This has been about a waste of about 400 grams of resin, but you live and learn. So that's the little pussycat. This one was the original rabbit. And again, you can see here it's split all along the edge here. The heart didn't cure properly. It's split along the belly. It's quite rough to feel. Spots of shine and not so shiny. And this is the one I'm unmolding today. And I did colour it a little bit differently. I actually coloured all of the wings, all of the ears. It's very rough because these are candle molds. It's very rough to to use with pigment, but I don't mind that it's like that. But she's much better, much better. She's not split anywhere. She is not shiny in parts and dull in others. She's basically dull all over, and that's fine because it is a candle mold, and animals are not shiny anyway. So that's that one. So I'll get rid of that. And these are beautiful molds. They're very soft silicone. This one was the puppy dog, which turned out very much like this because I thought this was the dog when I was pouring it, so I used this one. You can see it didn't matter which resin I used. This is the deep pour resin, this is the 360. It did go from an orange, although that had a little bit more pink, but an orange all the way up to the pigmented darker colour on top. However, this one again had shiny spots, dark spots. It's starting to split along this part here because it was just curing too fast. I changed him to a blue. And these are really easy to unmold. And he is quite gorgeous in that blue. Now that blue was this one, and it has no label except it's a metallic blue from Temu. I quite like that one. It's there's no splitting. It's got a bit of a shine to him. A little bit more shine. Yeah, I quite like that one. That's that. And then the rabbit, oh no, the duck. Where was the, oh, the poor duck. This is the old duck. Now this is the one where I had little bits left over and I thought I would combine it, thinking this would stay pink and this would stay a goldy colour, and then I put the, I think I put this in, or no I didn't actually, I put this glitter in. It came out this horrible browny, dull brown, muddy colour, but again it split along here and under here. It split all the way around and here and all along here. So let's have a look at this one and see how it came out. These are so easy to unmold, these molds. That is so much better. And it does have that metallic shine to it. So what I need to do, and there's no bubbles in here because I remembered to spritz them all inside with the alcohol. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off this really rough edge. I've been waiting to get back, have time to get back to finish filming this. I've been a bit busy, so this might be a little bit harder to take off, but I'll take that off and then I will show you how I'm going to decorate these guys. So I'll be back soon. Be back. Now, I'll start with the duck. I've done the eyes because they're really fiddly and I just have to wait until that black is dry, which it should be now. I'll just put a little white dot on there just to bring it to life a little bit. Try and line them up so it's not too cross-eyed. Next thing, I will paint his beak red. I'm just using these acrylic markers and they seem to stay on quite well. Now I'm just going to colour his beak red because I'm pretty sure, I'm hoping ducks have red. I haven't really taken too much notice. I'm pretty sure their ducks' beaks are red. If not, this one is. Live in my world. The duck has beaks that are red. And just bring that around like that. This might need a couple of coats. Virtually no, I don't think there's any bubbles. It might be a tiny bubble there that'll fill in with that red anyway. Bring it down here. Underneath. Being a blue duck, not a yellow duck, I think it will need a second coat. And then just bring it in underneath. Like that. And then when that's dry, I'll do it off camera. I'll just give this one a second coat. And like that. Yeah, you can see the blue through it, so it's going to need a definitely need a second coat. So I'll do that after. So that's his beak. Now what I'm going to do with him is I'm going to put a hat on his head. Once the beak is dry, I'll glue that hat on. I'm going to put a little frog on his tail, maybe, sitting around here. So I'll glue that one on. Before I do that though, I thought I might just highlight these little lines with a darker blue, just so they don't stand out too differently, but a little bit. Just like that. Just in the lines there, just to give it a bit of definition. Now at this point, well, the acrylic paint is still drying. You've got to be careful, otherwise you get smudges everywhere. That one, and that one. Just a little bit. I don't want it too much because I really like this blue. Then I've got some snowflakes as well that I thought I might put on. I mean, ducks get out in all sorts of weather, and I have these little snowflakes. Maybe one could land here or here. I'll work that out. I'm just going to put the little frog. I think I might just sort of sit him here because he's probably going to be going for a little ride on the back of the duck. And hold that there. Maybe put a little bit more. Put him here. That. And the duck's back is curved, so I've just got to get it on a spot where it's flat. That should be right. I'll just wipe away that excess glue. Get that. Just wipe that excess glue there. And he can actually sit behind his head like that. Then I might put the snowflakes. I'll just put the snowflakes, a little dab of glue will do you. Little dab, little dab. I might put one here. It's snowing, and I'll put another one over here. It's near his tail. It's there. And then I'm going to leave him for a minute. I'll put him over here. I want that beak to dry so I can come back and colour it. With the dog, I thought I would make it a girl, and she has a little baby puppy, a little baby dog. Don't glue yourself to the table like I'm trying to do. I'm going to put these little bows on for earrings. I've also done the eyes on this. Looks quite strange, but the eyes are so far in, it's really difficult to get the paint in there. But I've done the nose and I've done the mouth, so I'll just put the ear on, a little bow. Like that. Then I will, hopefully, I might just let that one sit. We're going to work around the characters because that has to dry for a little minute. So I'll put that on its side. For the little rabbit, I'm just going to wipe this, put my lid on here, first like. I thought I would do the heart red. Just paint that heart. And again, although being white, it may not need 2 coats. This is pretty good, but it was just on the blue, it does. I'll just get these out of the way. My hands at my age are not as steady as they should be. Just come around like that. And just come behind it because it is quite a a deep heart on this. It's a pretty little mould. Let's color it like this. Go around. See, it goes right down here. The trouble with these, the only trouble I'm finding with these, trying to paint them, is that they have such a rough surface because they are meant to be for candles, that if you get the paint somewhere it shouldn't be, it's quite difficult to get it off. So you have to be very careful when you're painting to try and only paint where you want the paint to go. Like that. And now come up the top. I think she has a little nose, and that's her mouth. I might just do a tiny nose here. I think that's her nose there. Cute little nose. And the mouth very, very lightly. And I'll finish this. Yeah, this one might need a second coat. Okay, that's good. And then I thought I would know what colour. Just now I've got paint in here. If I don't get that off, I will end up spreading it all over the white rabbit. And I don't want that, so make sure your hands are clean. And I don't have gloves on because I'm not using resin. Just using paint. I think I went for this colour for the ribbon. Colour, that's the eyes, or was it this colour? What do you think? This colour? I know I picked this colour for something. This colour. Let's go that darker colour. So I'll put a little diamante in the middle of this. Oh yeah, that's a pretty colour. Just something to go stand out against the pink ears. And again, just carefully you don't get it on the head. And careful you don't put your hand on the wet heart. And just around here. I like that pink. That pink is, I think it's a neon. I will try and link what I can to each of the videos, but some of these things, because I've been doing it for 2 years, some of these things I've had for 2 years, and I'm not sure I can even find the link, but I will try as soon as somebody shows me how to link. Okay, and then around here. And on this side. These pens, I only bought a set of 12. You can get a set of 72, and I am sorely tempted to order a set of 72 through Temu. I know I'm giving Temu a lot of credit here, but it for me, I've found that it's been very good. And because I'm in Australia, we don't have to worry about the tariffs. So I'm sorry that anyone over there in America is worrying about tariffs and having to pay high prices. But we're still getting pretty good deals here with Temu. Although I must say, you do have to be careful. I did see an Asteo air bubble remover. And Temu had it, it was a local warehouse, and they had it going for $400 odd. And I thought, I'll just check that on Amazon. The same thing on Amazon and eBay. It was half the price to a third of the price. So you do have to be careful. Don't just grab things on Temu because it's on Temu. Now, looks cute. I'm not going to put a hat on her. I am, however, going to, and I'm not doing her toenails because she doesn't have any. She does have these really pretty little paw printy things inside, but I think I'll just leave it. I think it would spoil it for me to try and paint that. But I am going to give her a phone. And I am going to, she's got her love heart and she's probably talking to her boyfriend. So I'm going to stick that there. And what else did I have for her? I think that was all for her. So I'll stick that one down. And make sure I have it up the right way. And I think I'll put that on here, on the back. And that's the right way. Yep, that's the right way. And she can be holding that there. I'll just put a bit more glue in here. Hold that. Ah, see, it's going to swim. Maybe I'll just put it down to her feet. Anchor it there a bit. Okay, now I'm going to lay her flat. I can see I've just missed a little bit of this under here. Whoops. Okay. I'll lay her flat until I might just prop her up under here like that so it is flat. Now the pussycat. Is that the dog for that one? That's the dog for that one, I think. For the pussycat, I've done his eyes. I'm not going to do, just going to have a ribbon. We could do toenails. I'll just wipe this glue here. Sorry, but this is getting a bit messy now. I've started colouring. Always put the lid on because this oozes everywhere. Now I think this one might be the same. I got this on Temu and I'd never seen USAE 6000 before, and they don't have it anymore. I've looked everywhere. They are selling now B7000, and everyone's saying that that's very good. And it's in a grey, like, or is it yellow? Do I have that? I might have one. But what I like about this is this nozzle. You can get in and put all your little diamantes and everything on with that. Now, girls, an orange cat that should have been pink. What colour toenails? And girls and boys, I show you, ladies and gentlemen. How about we go this subtle green? Just going to paint her toenails because I'm giving her a walkie-talkie, a Walkman, whatever that is, a little bow and a rose. So I'll just paint these. Yeah, I don't think that clashes too much. If you don't like it, you can rub it off, and I don't like it. So it's going. Hopefully I can get it off with this rough texture. If you're quick, this should just rub straight off. Yeah, no. Might just leave it. However, I'm going to put a bow here. I might just touch this up with a bit of pink in there, but I'll go the light brown in there, the pinky brown, just inside the ears here. Like that, and just a little bit inside here. Like that, that's a bit better. Just to give it a bit of a furry look. Then I will give her the little bow on top of the head. Just put it to one side like that. The little rose, will I put that there? Where will I put this? I'll have to let this dry for a minute, so just let that, we'll come back to that. Now, with the duck, back to the duck. Oh, actually, I'll do this the other side of the dog with the earring or bow. And just gently, I'll put him on his hat, or her on the hat, like that, just to keep steady. This one, this is dry now, so I'll give it a second coat. Put that bit back in there. Just putting the lid on. It should be better. Bring it round. And take it back around this way. And around. And underneath very carefully so the frog doesn't fall off. Under here, there like that. You may even, with this dark blue, may even need a third coat. I'll see how it absorbs in. I don't it's not too bad. We'll see how it dries. So I have a snowflake and a snowflake, and that should be there. Excuse me. I might just give it, when I find my black, where's my black there? Just a couple of little eyelashes here. Like that. And like that. Whoops, daisy. Going for a swan dive. The hat. I think I'm going to put the hat on an angle. Might just let that beak dry a bit more. I'll put another snowflake down here. Might even put a snowflake on the hat. I'll put another snowflake here down the front. And I will put a snowflake here on the hat, just so we know that it is snowing. And just pop that there, right on the edge of the brim, there. Let that dry, and let those dry. Come back to the dog. I'm going to put the glasses here. So I'll put the glue on the glasses. And just place those on the bridge of the nose. And then it's just got to sit. It doesn't actually cover the eyes, but you get the idea. Just make sure there's enough glue there to hold it in place. So put a little bit more down here. Some people use UV resin just to hold it in place as well, but I find this E6000 USA 6000 is really good stuff. So that's going to dry there, and I'll come back to that. This little girl should be finished. Hopefully that's staying put. That's green. We might just, like that. Hang on. I'm just getting that in there. Just to let that, oh, I want the diamante on that, that's right. So, I'm thinking, these are good. They've got the wax tip on one end and the stylus on the other, so you can move it around, whatever you're putting on. And these are just diamond little rhinestones. Let me see, is that a big enough one? No, I think go the next one up. Yep, I think that's good. Let me have a look. Yeah, but I'll centre that. That should be good. And I'll put that there, right in the middle. Pick that up and just drop it on. Then with the stylus, I can move it. Because if you get the glue on the edge here, you have to clean that off or it won't pick up any more little diamantes. Now I was thinking also that I might just maybe get a silver, thin silver. What have I got? A thin black. Maybe a thin black. Just to give this bow some definition, just a little lines like that, just like that. Yeah, just like that. Now she has got, oh, we need her eyes to have, her eyes are smaller, so we'll just give her 2 little lashes there, and 2 little lashes there, and she is finished. I think she's a cutie pie. Just leave that there. For the cat now, that should be dry. Where am I going to put that? I think I'm going to put that there. So I'll just, I may not use the rose, I'm not sure. Let's put a fair bit on. And then I just want to sit that there at her feet. And I will lay her back so she can dry. And leave that. Get the red off my fingers so I don't transfer that. Coming back to the duck now. I think that's enough. Look, it's not totally covered, but it's the beak and it should have some colouring to give it a bit of depth anyway. So I'm just going to now put on the hat. I've got to work out where it's going to sit. I'll put the glue there and there, position it, and then I might have to come back and add some more glue. Yeah, see now, in here it's touching, but on this side I've completely missed it because, unless I move that over, it's that the hole in the hat is bigger. So I'm going to have to come around the front here and put some glue there and around the side there. Wipe off the extra glue that I've just moved down there. Just clean that mess up a bit. And then I wanted it on an angle like that. So I will have to just hold it for a second. We'll just put that there and see if that holds. So that's the rabbit done. The duck is done, but oh dear, this is running everywhere. The dog. Now, the dog has baby dog with her, and baby dog is going to be sitting at mummy's feet. So I'm going to put the dog there, the little dog. Oh, it could be big sister's dog, could be a toy dog. Make of it what you will. But I'm just going to put that there like that and hold that. And again, fill in where it hasn't quite met the shape of the character. In under there. Just get that, pull off the threads. And again, I'll lay that flat. I just put that there. Maybe something a bit taller. I need it there. Nope, it's not going to work. Where is the thing? I need something silicone-y. Like that. That should be just about dry. Is that enough? Well, she looks like she's listening and grooving along to the music. Do we really need this rose? Even if I put that on there. Oh, that's not quite dry yet. I might put some more glue there. I'll put it in under here. Wherever it touches the character, that's where you've got to hit it with the glue. Yeah, in there. And just let it sit on that. Okay, that one's nowhere near ready, not dry yet, so we'll just let that one go and rest. All we have to do now is put the hat on the dog, and we're done. So we've got the rabbit, the duck with the snowflakes and the hat. We've got the little rabbit with her phone and her diamante in her hair. We've got this dog, nearly finished but still drying. And then we've got the cat grooving away. I don't think I will put the rose, but I'll take photos at the end and let you know. I won't keep you around now because it's going to take a little time for the dog, because these are bigger pieces and heavier. It'll take a little bit more time for them to set, and I still want to put this hat on, so I'll take photos at the end and show you. Thank you. Look, if you are enjoying my content, oh, sorry for the scraping. If you are enjoying my content, can you please like and subscribe and share? Thank you for coming back if you've seen the other ones. Welcome if you're new. And I will see you next time. Have a great day. Bye.